Los Angeles Angels is not normal. He's not normal.
He's
okay?
Nope.
And I know I say this with hesitation for him and for the Angels because recently, as you know, we have gone all in on Ellie De La Cruz, the 21-year-old switch-hitting phenom in Cincinnati. And since we most recently did that, he has struck out almost every single time he's come to the plate.
He's in a 1 for 15.
He's shaky ever since I'm like, you know what, put him in the All-Star game.
It's okay.
You got to consider putting him in the All-Star game. So I don't want to put the Ziggy on this guy, but I think he's Ziggy-proof, quite frankly. It's not normal what Shohei Ohtani is doing right now. Last night, he became the first pitcher in the American League to hit 2 home runs in a game and strike out 10 batters since Pedro Ramos in 1963. So it has been, we'll do the math for you, 60 years since we saw somebody in the American League do what Shohei Ohtani did last night. And I know you can push back and say, well, okay, Rich, well, they had the designated hitter for a long time. Okay. 2 home runs, 10 strikeouts in a game. I don't care if there was a designated hitter for much of the last 60 years in the American League. This is stupid. I don't know how we can possibly compute what we are seeing from Ohtani. First career game with 10-plus strikeouts and a homer. First time he's hit 2 home runs in a game in which he's pitched. Let's not forget when he started doing this, coming over to America to do this. Everyone's like, enjoy it the first year, folks, because at some point they're going to have to stop him from doing this or have him do one or the other. Or he'll be so great at one that he'll have to stop doing the other because he's too valuable at one. And he's only getting stronger and better. The fact that he stands at the plate and homers and then goes out in the next half inning and strikes out multiple people and then strolls back into the dugout, has his Gatorade. Then he goes back out and he strikes out multiple people and he goes back in the dugout, has his Gatorade, steps at the plate and homers again. It's stupid. How many more times can I tell you what is happening is not normal? And also what's fascinating is the Angels are winning baseball games. Now, barely. If I had told you 2 home runs, 10 strikeouts in a game against the White Sox from the American League Central, which we all know is a vast wasteland of mediocrity right now. If I had told you that, you'd be like, oh, they won by 5 runs, 6 runs, 7 runs, 8 runs. No, barely, 4-2.
Yep.
But the Angels are 44-37. Right now, they are in a wild card spot, 1 game behind the rotting, fetid corpse known as the New York Yankees, who are hoping Josh Donaldson snaps out of his slump. And he actually did homer last night when they can't put him in the lineup in New York, so they take him and put him in front of the 5,000 people in Oakland, and he provides the only run for the Yankees on the night as they lose to the Oakland Athletics, who, and I'll say to the radio audience as we have the playoff picture up on our Roku channel feed right now, the A's aren't anywhere on the screen. As a matter of fact, they probably are on a third screen. Even if we had a second screen with the rest of the American League standings, they wouldn't even make that. The Orioles are looking terrific. But the Blue Jays, Astros, Red Sox obviously are on the Angels' tail, and that means Ohtani's going nowhere. Probably be buyers in a few weeks, which means heaven forbid the Angels make the playoffs. And what I'm saying right now to lead a national sports talk and information and entertainment show, I'd like to say, I don't want to peg us. I don't want to box us in. Nobody puts this baby in a corner.
Why would they?
So, well, because we're Formula E. We are leading this show with this in 2023. Because this is not normal. And if this happens in a playoff game, well, then many people will go, oh.
Who's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Could you imagine he does this in a playoff game?
Yeah.
Could you imagine he does this in a World Series game?
It would be awesome.
It would transform everybody's opinion of what an athlete is playing baseball.
I mean, I was watching last night. I made sure Cage was watching last night. It was incredible. He's hitting 99 on the black and then steps to the plate, hits it 450 like it's nothing.
It's not normal. And, by the way, we haven't mentioned his speed, how he can beat out plays at first base if he chops one so high in the air, or he chops one where the first baseman has to retreat to maybe the edge of the infield dirt. He'll beat the first baseman to first. Okay. It's not normal. He's the MVP of the American League. Don't even talk about anyone else. I don't want to hear about anyone else. Obviously, last year's MVP is out with a torn ligament in his toe, which is why the Yankees are struggling offensively. They're without their big toe. And so he's out. There's no one else.
Rich.
With all due respect to the Rays. Rich,
this is my department.
Yes, okay.
The odds, okay?
Yes.
Shohei, you'd have to bet $15 to win $1 for him to be MVP. The next closest guy is Corey Seager. He's 35 to 1.
Yeah.
$1 to win 35.
It's a wrap.
Wrap in June.
And his number, I saw what was at Spot Track, the website and organization that focuses on the dollars and the cents, that if he came up his contract just a pitcher, it would be $200-something million, and a hitter, he'd be $320 million. And I think that was I didn't know where they came up with that pitching number.
He's both.
His number is going to start with a 6.
Can I tell you what I just now realized?
That he's not going to be a Met?
Well, money talks and we got the most. So, man
That's
has
true.
28 home runs. I didn't realize he had.
What? You didn't?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had 28.
Yeah.
He's on pace, which, by the way,
For
the
70
godfather
billion.
of Sports Center, John Walsh,
Cow. 70
hated.
billion.
We got voicemail messages and we got not texts back in the 90s. We got messages from John Walsh. If anybody on Sports Center said somebody's on pace, he hated on pace.
So Kenny Mayne would do it every
No.
episode.
Kenny would just say, it doesn't matter. The games are played inside television sets. Yeah.
That's gotta be a record.
But Wall, he hated the on pace stuff because
he is
injuries
on pace.
can happen and all of that business. That said, I'm sorry, John. Here I am in 2023. He's on pace for 56 home runs.
Holy cow.
Last year on June 28th, Aaron Judge, same number, had 28 home runs.
He might. Could you imagine? He wins Cy Young, and he wins the MVP,
And hit 60?
and hits 60 home runs.
Please, God. That would
Folks,
be
we're on.
that would
This
be
is
amazing.
possible.
Leads baseball and RBIs.
This is entirely possible.
That would be amazing.
Really,
This is insane.
I know. I know we're going on and on and on about it, but what else can you do?
I don't think we go on enough about it.
Well, we are. We say hello to our mightier 1090 audience right here in Southern California. What a jewel. And again, I'm sorry to do this to the great city of Anaheim and everyone in Orange County. If he was doing this for the Dodgers, you'd be hearing about it a hell of a lot more, period. And I know that's the Los Angeles Angels.
I
He'd
think
be doing it for the Red
lots
Sox
of
and the
teams,
Yankees or
yeah.
whatever. They're 7 up on the 500 mark right now.
And Trout has not been good this year. Didn't play last night.
He's doing it by himself. He's literally carrying the team.
Yeah.
In the modern day Mickey Mantle, right next door to Mickey Mouse, has got a Goliath, a total Goliath. Just once again, to repeat, headline, Shohei Ohtani. This is not normal.
That's our analysis.
That's it.
It's not normal.
Yep, that's my analysis.
I like it.